Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of See Yourself Grow with Tina. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tina Kalura, and I am the founder and CEO of the See Yourself and Your Business Grow coaching and consulting firm. So, to all the coaches, consultants, small business owners, when I say marketing, what comes to mind? Are you thinking promoting yourself, advertising, getting people to know all about your products and services? Absolutely, right? So, what should you also be thinking about is how should I be marketing my business and getting inside the minds of my clients and understanding your customers and how they make decisions to better understand your own marketing to ensure that you're in alignment with whatever it is that your clients, your future prospects might be needing. So, in other words, marketing is not about you or what you like or what you dislike. It's about what your clients' needs and wants are. And that could have been you 10 years ago when you were struggling to solve a problem that you can now solve today. That you became an expert in your field, and that's why you're doing what you're doing. So let that sink in for a moment. Marketing does not have to be complicated or expensive. If you're conveying the right message to the right people at the right time, that is marketing. So when pre-pandemic, I think a lot of us used the same marketing model, which was based on referrals, right? The people who know, like, and trust you, they are going to be the ones who are going to be promoting you and helping bring in your clientele. However, once the pandemic hit, we all had to figure out what online marketing strategies were all about. So I had to start looking out for people who I liked. So I started observing, different coaches and consultants and seeing what they were doing online. And eventually I had to do videos. And back in 2018, someone once asked me to start doing videos. They're like, it's the quickest way for people to get to know you. And I tried one video and it didn't work. But then that same person called me May 2020 and she's like, are you going to do videos now? And I'm like, yes, I don't have a choice. And you know what? All I had to do was speak to my ideal customer. Now, my ideal client, I had to do some work on that. Because when we're first starting out, we want to be everything to everyone, and that doesn't work. So it was then that I realized my marketing strategy had to be tailored to my ideal client. And then I had to do research. What does he or she need? What is the problem? When they're waking up first thing in the morning, what are they so worried about? Marketing does not have to be difficult. Your desire to build your brand and your business has to be greater than the fears that are holding you back. So once you figure that out, then I want you to start thinking about what does lead generation look like? And lead generation could be different for different people, for different businesses, okay? Now, on March 26th, so that's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be hosting a lead generation masterclass. I'm going to be sharing 15 different ideas on how to draw people in. I'm going to be sharing tips on how to optimize your website, your social media platforms, and how to come across not salesy or pitchy when you are like bringing people in. So this 45-minute session is for people who want to accelerate their business growth, achieve tangible results, focus on efficient lead generation strategies. Now, whether you're just starting out or whether you want to revitalize your lead generation strategy, you can join me tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be putting the link in Facebook and in LinkedIn comments. So here to talk to us more about 3 reasons why you should stop worrying wasting your money on marketing is a very good friend of mine, Jennifer Cunningham. So Jennifer is the founder of I'm Your CMO and certified story brand guide who helps B2B consultants and coaches get seen, get heard, and get results with their marketing and messaging. Leveraging her vast experience with organizations like the Special Olympics, Microsoft, a boutique consultant firm, and a global health and wellness company. Jennifer excels in crafting brand messages, website copy, and email that just attract and nurture prospects into your dream clients. So without further ado, let me welcome Jennifer.
Hello.
Jennifer, thank you so much for being here and taking the time out of your day to share your wisdom with all of us.
So nice to be here. I have to correct the title of our session today, though. It's 3 reasons why you should stop wasting your money on marketing that does not work.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
that's the crucial piece.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Jennifer. So, can you tell us what are some signs that your marketing is not working?
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought up leads. So anybody that is having a leads issue, obviously go to your masterclass tomorrow. But if you find leads are inconsistent or they are very low, that's a sign your marketing is not working. Declining sales. So either declining sales or really challenging sales conversations where you just can't get somebody from being a prospect and converting them to being a client. Another thing that shows up is high bounce rates on your website, low engagement on your social media posts, and high unsubscribe rates on your emails. So all of those are kind of symptoms that your marketing is a little off.
All right. No, that totally makes sense. Now, what are some common ways that you see people wasting money on marketing?
Yeah, so great question. So one of the things I find is that people spend money. This is a conversation when I'm on a conversation with somebody and they say, "Oh, I'm spending money on Facebook ads," and then I look at their website and I'm like, "Whoa, you're driving them to a page that's not optimized. The messaging isn't the same as the ad, so that's a big problem." Another is that they're chasing shiny objects. So they are like all of the marketing tricks. They think they need to be doing all of them all at once. So that is kind of a common way I see people wasting money and time. And of course, time is money. The other thing is that their brand is inconsistent across platforms. So you look at their social media, their website, their emails, and there's not a consistency there. So it's kind of wasting. They're focusing maybe too much on social and they've left maybe their website or another aspect of their marketing channel not to the same level. A lack of content strategy. So this idea that they're like spray and pray, I think is that expression. It's like, let's just put it out there. So they're wasting a lot of time writing content, putting things out again on social, but there's no cohesiveness to it. And then the last thing that I can think of is that they're talking to everyone. So they're not talking to one specific audience. So again, they're spreading themselves too thin and trying to attract everybody to their funnel.
Yeah, or too wide, right? Yeah. I again, like I was doing that in the beginning as a productivity coach. I'm like, oh, I can help everyone with everything.
Yes.
But who are the people? Who are the people who need it the most, right? That work about doing your ideal client. I did it in the beginning, and you know what? I did it 6 months later because people
evolve. You evolve, your business evolves. Yeah.
That's exactly it, right? So what worked for you 6 months ago may not work for you 6 months to come, right?
Yes.
So I think it's important to reassess what's working, what's not working, and what could be done better, right?
Yeah. I mean, one thing I always say to people is that marketing is not carved in stone, right? Marketing is iterative. It is about testing and trying things out, but it is about getting focused, but it's not set it and forget it. So marketing is never that.
So question on that, Jennifer. So how long would you say, if you have a marketing strategy, how long will you give it before he's like, oh, okay, you know what, this is not working? Is there a set defined time frame on that?
I think you need to give something at least 90 days. So I like to do all of my strategy. I think you're very similar, strategic planning from a marketing perspective in 90-day sprints. So that gives us enough time to see if things are working, have enough volume and repetition to see if things are landing, see if you get some sales calls in the funnel, if leads are going up, all of those stats. But it's not so long that you've kind of forgotten what your plan was and the strategy was. Would you agree with that?
You know what? Absolutely. And you know what? They used to call me 2 week Tina because I was like, after 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, let's switch it up. It's not working. And my marketing team's like, no, calm down.
Yeah.
You need to give him more than 2 weeks, Tina.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, fine, understood.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. 90
because
days.
you also have to think that people, not everybody is ready to buy at the time that you are actually talking to them, right? So there's this idea that you're going to be nurturing somebody, building that trust, building that repetition. People need to see you, what is it, 7-11 times in 4 different channels for something to actually stick. So don't forget that when you're planning, and try not to go chasing all the shiny objects.
Yeah, those are the people I like. The ADHD. I say all entrepreneurs have a form of ADHD. Sure. We do, right? Yeah. Like, ooh, great idea. Ooh, I'm like, okay, totally. Write it down, calm down. Yeah, squirrel. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Jennifer, can you tell us what are 3 reasons to stop wasting money on marketing that doesn't work? Let's jump into that.
So I think you alluded to this in your story, but this idea that you're targeting the wrong audience, or you're being too broad in that conversation. So, poor marketing will attract individuals who have little or no interest in what you offer. And this means that you're talking to the wrong people, and your vanity metrics like your social media, your email list might be high, but it doesn't mean that those are going to be candidates, potential prospects that could turn into ideal clients. So that's why it's so important that you talk to your ideal clients with messaging that really resonates with their needs, with their problems that they have, their pain points, so that you can actually build meaningful connections with somebody. That's definitely the first reason that I see. The second reason that you need to stop wasting time and money on marketing that doesn't work is, let me just give an example of that first one. So I had a client who was a psychologist, and at the beginning, before we met, she was talking to everyone about stress reduction. And she wasn't getting a lot of traction because it's a pretty broad topic and a pretty broad audience. So after we finished working together, she now talks to millennial women who have been people pleasers their whole lives. And now they want to make a major transition in their life, whether it's changing the job, changing a career, starting a family. And they want to make this big transition without feeling guilty, overwhelmed, and anxious. So now she's a really tight audience that she's talking to, and she's seen a lot of traction because she's speaking their language, the tone she's using, the images she's using, all of that in this brand is actually talking to the right audience.
Yeah, that's powerful. I mean, again, getting laser focused and drilling down is so vital and key when building your brand. And building your messaging and building your marketing. It all goes hand in hand, right?
Absolutely. Okay. So the second reason, which this is a big one, is that, if you're wasting money on marketing that doesn't work, you are eroding trust. You're eroding trust with your potential clients. So it means that you're damaging your brand and your reputation, your credibility. And, what it does is it creates skepticism with your customers. So it makes them hesitant to engage with you because they don't see you as an authority in your space. So I'm going to give you an example. We don't need to go into it into detail, but an example of a brand that did some marketing recently that eroded trust is the Kate Middleton Kensington Palace situation. So whether or not you think of what those videos and all of that, those news stories as being marketing, they are marketing that brand. And the fact that they were doing, they eroded the trust in the brand is really going to be a detriment to the brand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's, you know what, again, the way you show up is the way that people are going to see you. Right. And and that's why videos are so important.
Yes.
There was a gentleman who reached out to me on LinkedIn. He actually attended one of my webinars. This was years ago. And then he booked a follow-up call Jennifer. And I said, okay, what can I do for you? And he's like, I just wanted to see if you're as real as you are,
Oh, wow.
one on one as you are in those webinars. Like, I just want to make sure that you're showing up authentically. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah. I'm like, this is it, right? And yeah, but he never liked any of my posts before that. Was just, and this is what I tell my clients, Jennifer, like, put it out there. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who needs to hear that message. But once you offer something free, they'll be there. They will
Right.
show up. People are watching. And, we know about the stories and the reels, right?
Yes.
So someone could be viewing your stories over 100 times, but they may not be liking that same content, right?
Yes.
So, don't give up. I think people are too quick to give up nowadays as well.
But absolutely. And don't forget that with the amount, the volume of stuff that is coming at us all the time, the reason I have this as a reason to stop wasting money on marketing is because you cannot waste the opportunity you have to be in front of somebody and get their attention. So do not waste that with content that doesn't land, or confusion around your brand. It's really about, don't waste that opportunity. That's kind of why that one is there.
Yeah, for sure. And point number 3.
Point number 3, confusing potential customers is a big one. And poor marketing leaves potential customers unaware of what step to take next to work with you, right? So it means that, this idea that if you confuse, you lose, right? So humans' brains they are designed for clarity. And if you are not clear with your marketing, you don't say what problem you solve, how you can help them, all of that, and you're just putting content out there that doesn't answer any of those questions, people are just not going to work with you, because they're just going to go to the competitor who says very clearly what they do and how they can help you. So that's my third reason.
Yeah, that's awesome. And a lot of what you're saying is resonating with me because of the whole story brand. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that book. So yeah, this all makes sense to me, and I'm so glad that we're sharing this out. So what actions can people take to stop wasting money on marketing that does not work?
Yeah, so I think you may be touching on some of this tomorrow in your webinar as well, but get really clear on who you serve, right? So that may be things like doing customer interviews. It may be doing what I call a crush cringe analysis, which is where you look at all of the clients you've worked with and you decide, you get a little criteria, like what did I like working with this client? What type of client were they? What was their size? What were they offering? And you start to create a bit of a profile of the type of client you want to work with. Once you get clear on who you serve, then you start to create content for that person. The second thing I would say would be get clear on what problem you solve. So let's really understand, what are the pain points? What is the problem that your potential client has? And how does your solution provide the transformation for them, or provide that pain relief for them? And the third, I would say, is get focused and simplify your marketing. So you don't have to do all the things with marketing, right? So it's about that. Just put the blinders on, get really clear on the few things that you're going to do, and really try to make your marketing consistent across all of your channels, on your website, your emails, your socials. See if you can tighten up that content.
Yeah. So just a question for you on creating the content, Jennifer. Like, would you say it's good to create it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? Like, is there a time frame, like a good set time frame to build out your content calendar?
So when I do content calendars, I will do high level for 90 days. So it all goes back to what's our business plan or strategy for those 90 days. So what are we trying to achieve from a marketing perspective, whether it's promotion of a certain program, launching an offer, attending a conference, or holding an event. So what's the strategy there? So then on a high level, I do a 90-day plan. Then we drill down monthly, and whether or not there's themes that kind of build upon the other from a month perspective. And then we go down. So I start right at the top, and then I will try and do 90 days from a high level. Then each month I'll plan the month, And then of course you leave a little bit of flexibility for things that pop up in your industry or, what's happening. But I like to be pretty planned.
I love it. I'm a planner too. Hey, you're speaking to my inner childhood. So no, Jennifer, this is so fantastic, and I think so many people need to hear it because automatically people want to spend money on ads. And I was like, what are your thoughts on the Facebook ads? I know you touched upon it a little bit
Yeah,
earlier.
I don't think until you have what I call the foundation set up. So, what is your brand foundation message? You have it consistent across those channels, like I mentioned. Then you drive people to either a dedicated landing page or at least a homepage that's been optimized to match that ad. Otherwise, you're just burning money. And so, I'll often say that to clients. The way that I do work with clients, it's like, let's just do this piece right now. We don't need to spend all the money on marketing right now. Let's start to build this up slowly. I don't believe in wasting people's money just to try and sell them something. So I feel the same way about ads.
No, same. And I remember hearing like ads are good for people who are in the million or billion-dollar industry when they're making that kind of money because they're well known, right?
Yes.
The ads on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever platform that you're going to be putting them on, they won't attract possibly the right kind of audience that you're looking for. But I find when you're just starting out or you're building your brand, it's always good that close contact. Wait, people who know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
Those are the people who are going to show up and buy and continue to follow you and support you on your journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you touched upon this at the beginning as well, that, pre-COVID, you were talking to a lot of people relied on referrals for business. And I don't think either one of us is saying referrals are bad. But what I want to say is if referrals is a main a way that you attract new leads, then make sure the back end of your marketing matches that, so that when somebody goes to check your authority and they go to your website, make sure they can check off a few things like, is this person legit? Is she authentic? All of these things, that everything matches.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Okay, so Jennifer, do you have anything special coming up that we could talk about and or promote for you?
No, not anything right now. I might be holding a brand refresh webinar in April, so I'll let people know about that. So if anybody wants to follow me on LinkedIn, that would be amazing. You'll find out more about that. But if anybody's interested in hopping on a quick call and having me look at their marketing from almost like a high level audit and say, are you wasting money? Here's where I can see like the money just going down the drain. I'm happy to hop on a call. It's a free 30-minute copy chat is what I call it. And people can go to imyourcmo.com and schedule a call, hit that button, and they can book a free call.
Oh, that's excellent. So free call and you're going to help save them money.
Yes.
This is good. This is amazing. Like, especially with the current economy,
Yeah.
People are more conscientious on where they are spending their money. So you're going to help them be intentional with their marketing money. I love that. Okay, so excellent. So go to her website, Jennifer's website, LinkedIn. That's how people can get in touch with you. So thank you so much, Jennifer. This was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so much amazing information that you've shared with us today. So I will continue to share you with my network. When you do have that webinar, please send me that link so that we could share it out as well. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. So, Jennifer, I'm just going to wrap things up. So feel free to stay backstage, but if you have to go, I totally get it. Thank you so much again for your time and all this great information.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, Tina.
Bye. All right. So there you have it, everyone. A free consultation where Jennifer is going to do an assessment for you on your marketing plans, and she's going to help save you money. So please take advantage of all that Jennifer has to offer. She is amazing at what she does. And, for me, that I have that lead generation masterclass that's happening tomorrow, March 26th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be putting the link for that in the chat. And then on March 28th, that's Thursday at 12 p.m., I'm hosting the See Your Network Grow event. And that is an event where like-minded people come together to talk about what's working, what's not working, and what we can all do better to support one another on our journey, whether that is personal and or professional. If you want to come hang out, see what that's all about, I'll put that link to register in the comments below on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So there you have it, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining. I look forward to seeing you and your business grow. Until next time, Tina Kalura saying farewell. Bye, everyone.